Street TV family. Catch us live on your TV screens.
I promise you that if you weren't dancing at home, we were dancing in studio on your behalf. It has been lit in studio the whole time. If you just tuned in, my name is Lauren Jaffe, and I'm here with the beautiful, the ready from head to toe, Khuselwa. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling excited. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
If you feel anything like you look, I feel like you're on level 100.
I'm like the devil of fashion.
The devil of fashion, Nokal, the devil of fashion. So I want to get a bit into, the word fashion for you. What has your fashion journey been like?
When someone says fashion to me, they're talking about expression. They're talking about expressing what you feel inside. So the fashion journey has been amazing, great, so full of adventure. I started fashion when I was very young. I started with making clothes for Barbie dolls, and then I escalated to editing my clothes because I was like, okay, so if we're all going to own the same t-shirt, I'm going to own mine.
You want your unique piece.
You know what I mean? So that's where it started, and then it escalated to making clothes for other people.
So I want to speak about you making clothes for other people because we've got a spicy label of yours. So it's Native Youth Couture. I always want to put a little French on that end one, couture. I'm sure it's a French word in the first place. It's definitely some spicy addedness there.
I'd like to think so too.
So how did that start? How did you officially say, you know what, this is it, I need to start my own label?
All right, so I was working as a teacher at the time. So half the time I would be sketching designs instead of doing research. I did love my job, but I was more drawn to my passion than my job.
It happens. It's a sign from the universe.
It certainly does. And while I was taking my breaks and everything, I came across Project Runway, which I completely fell in love with because I saw designers that came from humble beginning, creating these amazing garments, and I was like, I can be one of them. And so I might have gotten myself fired so that I can get the UIF and pay for starting my business.
So it's strategic.
Yes, it was very strategic.
That's terrible advice. Don't get yourself fired, but it worked out.
Yes,
it worked out.
It certainly did. I'm here today.
So we've got some models as well that are going to be modeling sometime soon, right?
Yes, we do.
So we're going to talk about each look and what inspired it. And I chatted to your models earlier. Everybody seems excited on your behalf to really rock your looks.
That makes me happy.
I'm a bit jealous. Like, I'm okay with my outfit, but now I'm looking at you and I'm like, guys, I messed up today. I'm not on the same level. I'm not on the same level.
Well, that's what you get for inviting a designer.
Oh, okay. So I learned my lesson at least. So should we get model number 1?
Yes.
This is the lovely Tundi, and I see this is just elegant. This is elegant beauty. Can we talk about this look?
All right. So this outfit is obviously inspired by my culture, isiXhosa. So my whole thing with my brand is that I want to produce traditional clothing, but it must suit our style as young people. So that's what this is all about. As you can see, you can wear this anywhere. It's actually a 2-piece. So you can wear the 2 pieces separately with something else on a different occasion.
It feels like you brought 2 generations together almost.
Absolutely.
You said something from, from cultural background, respecting the elders, and just putting a little modern day touch on it.
A little flair.
And how do you feel in it? Beautiful?
Yes, I do.
You look as beautiful as you feel, I'm sure. Can we get another little turn? Look at that and all the detail at the back. Can we see that at home? We've
very
got nice
flirtatious. Love.
It's beautiful. So should we send up the next model? And we've got some masculine power in the house now, adding to whitefish in the back here.
We certainly do.
So we're going to talk about this look as well.
So this look is inspired by music. I love hip-hop, and sometimes hip-hop is all about baggy pants and mini pockets.
Yourself.
You know what I mean? So you can see there's very stylish pockets on the sides, just to add a little bit of detail, because everyone can make pants with African print.
Yeah.
But it's the detail that you put in that signifies it and makes it yours. So this is my signature look for the men, because they have the misconception that I only make clothes for women, which I don't. As you can see, this dashing man right here.
It's an example for you. You don't just need to wear jeans and t-shirt. Why wear jeans and t-shirt where you can wear something like this? Head to toe stylish, and you can see its quality. I can see that you put effort in its quality. How are you feeling it?
I'm so excited.
You're feeling excited. I can see you're rocking that look, just really feeling yourself. So we've got one last model, one last look as well. So we're going to see, I can see there's something similar going on here. There's a similar pattern. Looks like it's from the same range.
I was trying to create some kind of a mini fashion show for you guys, for a mini collection. So this is what you'd normally wear when you're going out because you want to be seen. And the denim jackets are from my previous collection, winter collection. So this was one of the lucky
And
ones.
winter's coming up again soon.
Yes.
So even if it's from last season, it's fine. You know,
Perfect.
just bring it back in. How are you feeling in it? You look like you're really feeling yourself. I think that's the best feeling in the world, you know, just feeling yourself from head to toe. That's what clothing is meant to do.
Absolutely.
Represent your inside on your outside. Can we get a nice young turn? A little twirl. So you can see the jacket matches the dress. There's some nice shoes thrown in the mix as well. And I love that there's a bit of a power couple vision going on.
Oh yeah, of course. Everyone is in love, so we must encourage it.
Definitely, definitely. So there we've got 3 looks. Now, in terms of fashion in general, you know, you spoke about how you were a teacher and you were distracted by your passion, which I don't think is a horrible thing either.
Yeah.
But what would you say to anybody else wanting to pursue fashion?
Start now. Start today. Because what happens is you have these crazy great ideas that you'd like to express. And then what do you see 6 months later? Someone else has thought of that idea. So do it now and start sketching. If you don't sketch, you visualize. Use shapes, start cutting, start today.
I think that's beautiful advice. And sometimes, you know what, it is tough. If you feel like you have to do one job, that's fine. Do that job, but don't lose that passion. It seems for you, you never lost that passion. So when it comes to the actual, the technicalities, the making, the cutting, the drawing, what is a day-to-day like for you as a fashion designer?
All right, so I don't normally sketch everything. I just sketch shapes. So for me, I first see it in my head and see how it's going to look. And then that's how I proceed. From there, I'm going to start cutting, drawing some shapes. And then I'm going to cut those shapes and I start producing, just like that.
Easy, quick sticks. I know you make it sound a lot simpler than it probably is. What is the highlight for you? What's your highlight been so far as a fashion designer?
The highlight for me has been, you know, seeing the faces of people that wear my clothing. Like the first time when they put on their garments.
Models.
Exactly, this morning I was putting their clothes on and they had these expressions. For me, that is, you know, an appreciation of what I'm trying to express. So that is everything for me. It's the expression that a person expresses when they wear my clothing.
It sounds to me like the feelings that you've put into making the outfit is the same feelings that people get, you know, when they put on the clothing. So I feel, and I know it's a bit of a tough question, but what would you say that the toughest thing has been so far as a fashion designer?
Wow, so the toughest thing has been moving from small scale to big scale. Because I would like to see my brand, because it's a ready-to-wear brand, so I'd like for it to be worn every day. But for it to be worn every day, it has to be produced mass, you know, there has to be mass production. So it's getting into a phase of mass production and all of that. So funding is the most difficult part.
Ooh, so if there's any funders out there that are watching, we're going to get your details. Speaking of details, if people want to buy clothing or find you on social media, what are your socials? Is there a website? Is there an Instagram page? What's all the deets?
All right, so you can get me on Instagram. I am Khuselwa_Kafu. And Native Youth Couture, and also on Facebook, I am Khuselwa Kafu. And also you can get me on WhatsApp when you would like to place an order or something like that on 079-506-7992.
So at least we've got all the details there. So we've got numbers, we've got names, we've got account names. So hopefully you guys caught one of those details. And I also want to get some fashion tips, you know.
Right.
We've spoken about your looks and about your look specifically.
Yeah.
We've spoken about my look as well. But I want to know, especially with summer sort of dying down, winter's not there yet, what would you say are some staple fashion items that people should look at getting?
Coat.
A
Coat
coat
is very important. If you have a beautiful coat, you can literally slip anything under it. Another thing, 2 pieces. 2 pieces are the best. The only thing you have to worry about is a pair of shoes and something to put on top. So if you have a 2-piece, more than two pieces actually, if you have those and you have a coat, you're good to go.
I feel like you're setting by example, right?
Yes.
You're setting by example.
As you can see.
So I just want to, before that look as well, what would you say is special about South African designers? Because, you know, fashion's all over the world, but I feel like there is a certain spice, there's a certain beauty here in South Africa with fashion.
I think for me, and what I draw inspiration from is our diverse cultures. I think that makes us more creative. We've got more colors to play with, we've got more inspirations to play around with. So I think our background of being a rainbow nation, so to speak, is, you know, that flair that makes it different from designers from other countries.
I think that's beautiful, and it is one of those things, the Rainbow Nation, that whole conversation can really be fleshed out. It's a very long conversation, but it's almost that I have this vision of you, sewing materials together, kind of the way that this nation is trying to sew themselves together. So we're going to get some more models here as well, doing a second look around, and I'll repeat that I'm a bit jealous, that I'm a little bit jealous, just a tiny bit. So I'm gonna end up messaging you and saying, you know what, I also want to be hooked up. I want to be hooked up and be dressed in all of this finery. But we're also going to end up watching a music video. It's not too long to go before we sign up for a music video. But of course, just envision all of these outfits. I want them to be synced into your brain, etched and sketched into your brain, the same way that you sketched out these outfits. And again, models, how are you guys feeling?
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Sexy. I think sexy is a good one as well. Handsome, sexy, beautiful. So I want to get an example from the models. Take it away from the designer just for a second. What kind of event would you wear this to? I know they're all very different outfits.
Okay, so for me, I'm not Xhosa, so I would wear this at like a Xhosa event because I feel so like cultural in this, and it's so beautiful.
Connected and really part of the party. That's awesome. So for you, where would you wear your outfit?
Probably wear it on a night out with my girls because it's so playful.
Yes, it is. It is. Sexy, playful, colorful.
Definitely.
So when COVID is sort of gone away a little bit, I'm going to message you and say, you know what, can we go out? I also want to have a boob tube dress and feel beautiful. And what kind of event would you wear your outfit to?
You wear mine to an African wedding.
African wedding.
It has some African vintage touch here.
I think that's fantastic. Is there any last sort of words of wisdom that you would give to anybody that is already in fashion, but they're like you, they're on a journey and they're excited and they're, passionate? What should they start doing? Besides starting now, what should they keep at?
Okay, I think you should keep at trying new things. I mean, design also is all about producing something that has never been produced. So sometimes your mistakes while you're creating something can turn into a new design. So if you make mistakes, that's great because that means you are developing. So keep on doing, make mistakes, and produce something fresh, something that has never been seen before. And if you don't have any of those ideas, you can actually look at things that are already existing, see how you can make them fresh, add your personality to it. I always say that create the clothes that you want to wear. Because if I were a guy, I would wear that. And I would definitely wear all these outfits. So create clothes for yourself.
I think that's so beautiful. We love going to the labels that we know, and they're great. But there's something so special about saying, I created this, or my friend created this, or my family member created this. What would you say as, you said that start now. So that's advice number one is start now if you're wanting to get into fashion. Even if you have another job, even if you're doing school, that's fine. Do it on the side. And then two, you said make clothes for yourself and get creative. Now, what would you say if anybody wants to collaborate with you? Or do you have any projects in the works yet? Have you gotten to that part of the world? You're wanting to work with any designers? If there's any established designers out there that want to work for you, what would you say to them?
I would say, let's work, let's do this. I actually want to work for a lot of designers. I'd like to sell my designs to them.
Do you want to name drop a bit? You can.
Okay, I am super obsessed with David Lale, like everybody is. So I definitely would love to work for him because I see he has taken on new designers as interns. So he would definitely be the best person to work for.
I always see those things and I'm like, you know what, I wish I could make things like this, but I can't even make toast. So imagine me sewing clothing or sketching clothes. It's just not going to work. So we've got to wrap up all of those segments. Can we get you guys walking and doing another little fashion circle for us? Because I feel like you're feeling yourselves. Just little twirls, little walks around. I think that's absolutely awesome. So we're going to be linking soon to a music video. I know I mentioned it earlier, but I'm super excited about that music video. Now, in terms of when you leave today, it's end of the week. What would you say as a fashion designer is your absolute, what's in the pinnacle of your heart? In the very, very pin of your heart, we've spoken about all of these things, about designing, about selling, about finding funding, going from small batches to really manufacturing the clothes. What is in the very, very middle of your heart as we wrap up?
In the middle of my heart as we wrap up right now is just literally happiness. creating happiness through everything. Even right now, when I leave here, I'm going to
So
do
I'm gonna
something that will
interrupt you.
definitely make me happy.
We're gonna start with happiness and end with happiness. We're gonna link to an
Yes.
awesome music video. Can we get one more walk off? I wanna walk off with you guys. Can we do a fashion walk that way? A nice fashion walk.
CTV family, catch us live.